Hi, everybody. Welcome back to First Chapter Friday. This month, we're going to try something a little different. I actually had a child come up to me this week and say, Miss Molly, did you read this yet? And I hadn't. So I'm going to try it with you for First Chapter Friday. So this is called The Jules Verne Prophecy by Larry Schwartz and Iva-Marie Palmer. Let's give it a shot together. We'll figure out if it's any good. All right. Okay. Oh, and it starts with this really nice quote that I like from Jules Verne. It says, "All that is impossible remains to be accomplished." So I like that quote, and I think it kind of leads into what it's actually going to happen in this book. So let's get started with chapter one of the Jules Verne Prophecy by Larry Schwartz and Iva-Marie Palmer. All right. And it does start with this little assuming that you are the student in this class. So it says, "Attention, all students must read. In this seminar, you will be learning about Jules Gabriel Verne, French novelist, poet, and playwright. Born in 1828, Verne's most prolific years were between 1863 and 1905, when he published 54 novels in the Voyages Extraordinaire, Extraordinary Journeys collection. Of these works, the most well known are Journey to the Center of the Earth, From the Earth to the Moon, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and Around the World in 80 Days. To this day, he remains the most translated author of science fiction in the world and has been named the father of science fiction. With his adventure stories, he hoped to elevate the form, and with his legacy, he has. But Verne is to be appreciated more than a literary figure. In his works, the science fiction, he predicts realities, meaning he wrote of scientific discoveries that would not be even invented until later. Everything from the air conditioning to the moon landing to fax machines and skywriting. He was a visionary or simply an extremely imaginative writer, perhaps? We'll discuss these questions and many more over the course of our time together. Professor M. Beiser. And now we are on to chapter one called Why Save the Chase Scene for the End? Ridiculous, right? Tuesday, June 18th, 10:22 a.m. Boom! I send at least 100 tiny little Tower keychains to the ground and almost bobble off my board as I roll over a few of them. The mustached guy selling tourist stuff runs alongside me and yells, "Idiot! Est tu perdu la tête?" I think he just asked me if I've lost my brain, but my French isn't that great. Maybe he said, "You break it, you buy it." I push off hard to get away from him before he tries to charge me. And I definitely do not have the euros for all of those busted towers. Look, you see that? That's a good picture. Um, I also don't have a copy of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a book by Jules Verne marked up with my notes. Notes I can use for the test I have to take in just a little over an hour. Oh, I'm also short approximately 36 Starburst, half red, my favorite, which I've been saving to eat last. And why don't I have those things? Because some punk kid just stole them from me. And I can see him just a little bit ahead of me. My board makes a clickety clack noise on the bridge's wooden slats, and I slide in front of a guy in a suit who's holding out a ring to a lady in a dress. As I clip his shoulder, he drops the ring, so it's headed right for the water. Oh my gosh, he's messing up an engagement. I lean off my board, catch the ring in my hand, and pass it back to him in one fluid motion. And how did I do that and no one got this on camera? Pardonnez-moi, pardonnez-moi. I excuse myself as I photobomb several clumps of tourists, taking selfies with the Eiffel Tower in the background. But I can't slow down. I need my backpack. I need to count all those starbursts and make sure that kid didn't eat any. I stop, I spot that twerp. He has curly blonde hair and is about 10 years old. His red t shirt hits his knees and his pants are baggy, but not in the cool way. His hat is beat up and old timey, like he's in a school play, and his character has to sell stuff on the street. He takes a second look back for me. We're off the bridge on the Quai Branly, and somehow there are even more pedestrians here and more traffic. And he slips across the street just as the waiting cars and scooters get the green. French people drive smaller cars than we do here in the States, but they make up for the size difference by going faster than anybody else ever does in Connecticut. Sorry. And they honk like crazy. I have to jump back up on the curb as a Vespa almost cuts me in half. The backpack thief must feel good about himself because he stopped on the other side of the street looking right at me with a grin. Can you imagine the nerve? He unwraps one of my starbursts. Of course, it's a red one, and he pops it into his mouth. It's like he knows like the reds are my favorite. I wish I had something to throw at him, but all I have on me is my skateboard, and there is no way I'm giving this joker anything else of mine. As I kick off into the street, a Peugeot driver, that's a car, leans on his horn and screeches to a stop in front of me. I jump from my board as it rolls under the front of his tires as he's yelling at something at me. I really don't speak French yet, but I know it's not good. I hop on the hood of his car and back down, landing right on my board. Then he flips me off. I definitely know what that means. But how could he be mad? That was awesome. The kid must realize that he shouldn't have stopped to eat my candy because when he sees me coming, he spins away, sprinting toward a street of little shops. I'm gaining on him. Just one more good kick, and I'll be able to grab him by the back of his t shirt. And as I stretch out my arm, oh, I hit a wall of oatmeal. No, I really didn't hit a wall made of a gooey, thick breakfast cereal. More like it feels like my lungs have been dipped in the stuff. Oh, no, I'm having an asthma attack. I sit down on the curb next to a guy doing a caricature drawing of tourists. Honestly, they're pretty good. As long as you're a girl and you have curly hair and a teeny nose, or you're a guy and have long hair and a teeny nose, of course. I reach into the pocket of my jeans and I pull out my inhaler. I take in a deep inward breath. Ah, oxygen. The oatmeal dissolves, and I'm able to stop the asthma attack. I peer down the street and see that little jerk watching me. Maybe he saw me have the attack and feels bad. I spring up from the curb and I grab my board and run at the kid. He sees me and he turns the corner. I'm there in seconds, but there is no sign of him. I have just officially been robbed by a 10-year-old. And that is the end of the Jules Verne Prophecy by Larry Schwarz and Iva-Marie Palmer. I'll tell you what, I'm going to continue. It had enough action in the beginning that I want to see where it goes next. So hopefully you enjoyed it as well. If you do, we have it here at the library. Again, we just read the Jules Verne Prophecy, and I actually have a little surprise for you guys next month. We are going to have a surprise speaker. Somebody else is doing First Chapter Friday for me next month as part of their leadership project for National Junior Honor Society. So I hope you get to read that too. I would give a teaser, but for the life of me, I cannot remember the title, and I'm so sorry. But have a great week or great month, guys. And thanks for hanging with me. And we'll see you next time with a guest speaker. All right. Bye.